you are likely sabotaging your car every time you hit the pump without even realizing it. Data suggests that 22% of North American vehicles suffer from fuel system degradation, caused by habits that feel completely natural but are secretly lethal to your engine. We are talking about a slow burn destruction of your fuel pump and injectors that leads to massive repair bills long before a check engine light ever flickers on. Most drivers make at least one of these mistakes weekly, trading a few seconds of convenience for a $2,000 shop invoice. The good news is that these catastrophic failures are entirely preventable once you stop following outdated advice. Stick with me because the number one mistake is something almost every driver does to be thorough, yet it is the single most expensive way to destroy your fuel system. Tip number 7. Ignoring low fuel warning. You are stretching those last 30 miles with the low fuel light glowing, thinking you are being efficient by waiting for the cheaper station. This habit feels harmless, but your fuel pump relies on a full tank of gas to act as a coolant and lubricant for its electric motor. When the level drops too low, the pump sucks in air and overheats, while drawing in abrasive sediment and debris concentrated at the bottom of the tank. Over the next 10,000 miles, this creates a subtle hesitation or rough idle that most owners misdiagnose as a bad spark plug. Stop telling yourself you are saving money. You are actually trading a quick fill-up for a $700 fuel pump replacement. Simply make it a rule to refuel at the quarter tank mark to keep that pump submerged and cool for the next 200,000 miles. This next mistake doesn't just wear parts, it invites the wrong stuff into your fuel system. Tip number 6. Filling with contaminated or poor quality fuel. You pull into a sketchy, unbranded station because the price is 10 cents lower, thinking all gas burns the same. This feels like a win for your wallet, but low-grade fuel often lacks the vital detergents needed to keep your injectors clean. These impurities and moisture create corrosion and gummy deposits deep inside your fuel lines and sensitive spray tips. Soon, your engine starts hesitating or stalling shortly after fill-ups, leading to a $1,000 fuel system overhaul. You might think cheap gas is a bargain, but the cost of flushing a tank and replacing injectors far outweighs any pump savings. Stick to high-turnover stations with top-tier certifications to ensure your fuel is fresh and debris-free. But believe it or not, the next thing you think saves fuel actually destroys your fuel system faster. If you're liking these tips, subscribe to the channel right now. Tip number 5. Topping off. After the first click, you stand at the pump, squeezing the handle 3 or 4 extra times to round up the dollar amount or cram in every last drop. This feels like a smart way to extend your range, but modern cars use a complex charcoal canister to catch fuel vapors, not liquid. When you overfill, raw gasoline sloshes into those breather lines, saturating the charcoal and turning a $50 filter into a heavy, clogged brick of mud. This triggers a persistent check engine light and forces your car into a rich running condition that kills your gas mileage. You might think you are getting more miles per tank, but you are actually setting yourself up for an $800 emissions system repair. Stop as soon as the pump clicks the first time to keep those vapor lines dry and functional. Don't think doing less will save you either, because this next mistake silently cooks your fuel system from within. Tip number 4. Leaving the engine running while refueling. You keep the truck idling at the pump to stay warm or save time, thinking it is just another minute of run time. This feels like a harmless convenience, but your fuel system is designed to be a sealed, pressurized environment during operation. When you pop the cap or open the filler neck while the engine is drawing fuel, you create heat spikes and pressure fluctuations that stress seals and sensors. This heat soak can warp fuel rails and injectors over several thousand miles, leading to a mystery misfire that most owners blame on bad spark plugs. You might think idling is easier on the starter, but it risks a $1,500 repair, or even a flash fire if vapors ignite near the exhaust. Shut it down every single time to preserve the integrity of those expensive fuel components. But that is not the worst part. What follows my next tip can grind your fuel system into the ground. Tip number 3. Wrong fuel type. You reach for the nozzle while distracted by your phone or a passenger, grabbing the green handle for your gasoline truck by mistake. This feels like an impossible error until it happens to you, and the instant that first gallon of diesel hits your fuel line, the internal lubrication of your engine vanishes. Diesel engines rely on fuel for lubrication, and gasoline in a diesel pump will literally grind your high-pressure pump into metal shavings within seconds of turning the key. You might think you can just dilute it with more of the right fuel, but even a small percentage of the wrong octane or fuel type can cause a $5,000 catastrophic engine failure. Always double-check the nozzle color and the pump label before you pull the trigger to avoid a total vehicle write-off. Now we get to the mistakes many owners think protect their engines, but actually destroy destroy them quietly. Tip number 2. Fuel cap mistakes. You tighten your gas cap just enough or forget it entirely, thinking it is just a simple plastic lid that doesn't matter. This feels like a minor annoyance, but your modern fuel system depends on a precise vacuum seal to pull fuel through the lines and monitor emissions. When that seal is broken, moisture and road debris enter your tank, while the fuel system trims go out of spec and confuse your engine's computer. Over the next 5,000 miles, you will face rough starts and fluctuating power as your injectors struggle with air leaks and contaminated fuel. You might think a loose cap is just a sensor glitch, but it leads to an $800 purge valve and injector cleaning service. Always listen for the click or replace a worn gasket immediately to keep your fuel system pressurized and clean. And the number 1 fueling mistake, the one that doesn't just damage, but can actually destroy your fuel system from the moment you make it. Tip number 1. Overfilling and saturating the vapor recovery system. You ignore the first click of the pump and keep squeezing the trigger to get that extra half gallon of gas into the neck. This feels like a smart way to maximize your range, but your car is designed with a specific expansion chamber that must remain filled with air, not liquid. When you force fuel into this space, it floods directly into the charcoal canister and the delicate breather lines meant only for vapors. This saturation instantly ruins the expensive charcoal filtration media and can send raw fuel into your intake manifold, causing a massive $1,500 repair bill. You might think you are being thorough, but you are actually liquid logging a system that is hidden deep in your chassis and incredibly labor-intensive to replace. Stop at the first click every single time to keep your emission system dry and your bank account full. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Comment below with your car's year and model. Watch the recommended video on your screen right now for more money-saving hacks.